Hey there, everyone. NoDMAA here, coming at you for Pokemon TCG deck profile. It's gonna be really cool. I've been playing with this deck since I started taking Pokemon somewhat seriously, which is not all serious, but more serious than I've ever taken it. Like I don't go to locals or anything. I don't play with competitive people. I don't know if they exist, but I think they do. Like there's worlds and stuff, so they must exist. But I don't play with like people who actually take it seriously. I just play with the casuals, like my family and a couple friends. That's all. Like Origami Fan, Vibro, yeah, the family too. Like it's fun. Legit children, you know. But yeah, this is my favorite deck from playing it somewhat like meta like against Vibro and Origami. So yeah, I actually played this against my cousins too. Like they beat it. Oh, like, one of them, she's really strong. Vibro also plays Espeon V, so when she played Espeon V, it makes sense because Vibro took me out with Espeon V too. So I'm like, okay, so she's actually pretty good. But anyways, the deck profile. 13 Pokemon. The main engine of the Mewtwo VStar Soul Luna deck is to get the Mewtwo VStar out and use the Lunatone as an energy source to pump out damage. So, VStar allows you to Psychic Purge when you have two energies on him. Discard up to three energy from your Pokemon. The attack does 90 damage for each card you discarded this way. The VStar power doesn't really come up unless you play against decks that don't use them, like EX Pokemon. I don't know why I almost lost my train of thought there. But anyways, then Mewtwo V is in the deck too. He's just there as a stepping stone to get to V Star. His attacks don't really do anything. You just want to wait around until you can build up to him, get the energies built up. You have to manually put energies on him though, because there's no way to like special energy him in this deck. The only way you can special energy onto a certain Pokemon is Lunatone. Lunatone lets you be the engine because of the Soul Rocks. I mean, the Soul Rocks are the engine, and then because they cycle the energies into the Lunatone, the generator. Once during your turn, Sun Energy ability, you may attach one Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your Lunatone. So if you have a good bench, you got the solid bench is like three of these, a Lunatone and a Mewtwo V Star, or a couple or a Radiant Greninja. You basically want at least 2, 3 Soul Rocks. You can get away with two. Three is like prime. Four is like godly. But sometimes you want to make room for your Radiant Greninja. But they stack the once per turn ability. Well, if you have multiple out, that's why. So you can get the Lunatone cycled energy every turn. Because when Mewtwo V Star discard up to 3 energy from your Pokemon, the attack does 90 damage for each card discarded this way. So you can do max 270 every turn as long as you rip 3 out from this Lunatone. And then the Soul Rocks, if you have the engine still stabilized, you can recycle those energies back and then keep doing it. It's good. It's good. But that's the main core of the deck. It's very fun. It's very deadly. The only weakness is that it's 90 health. They have like low HP, but that's fine. We kind of have ways to compensate that. And then we run one Gradient Greninja. He's just a staple in every Pokemon deck, basically. I'm realizing he's in like every deck. You can't have more than one Radiant Pokemon in your deck. I didn't even know that. I only ran one because it just didn't seem. It seems stupid to run more than one, but it's like okay, it's an actual rule too. You must discard an energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. So that helps with the cycling because the Soul Rocks grab them from the discard pile, and then you can put an energy. You can discard an energy from your hand to draw 2 cards. It's really good. It just helps you cycle, and then it especially helps with the get the energies in the discard pile so you can cycle them up for V Star to blast them out. But yeah, those are the 13 Pokemon in the deck. Let's move on to trainers, okay? All right, trainers. So we run 2 Ultra Balls, right? We probably run more once rotation happens. I do want to up it because getting Mewtwo V Star is starting to feel more prominent. Sometimes I don't always get them, so I think upping this to 4 will help, especially when rotation happens. I have to fill gaps. So you can discard 2 cards from your hand other than themselves, and then search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal and put in your hand. Shuffle your deck after that. I usually use this to get Mewtwo V Star or Lunatone, mostly V Star because he's the hardest one to grab. And then switch is the next card. We run one of that. Switch your active Pokemon, one of your bench Pokemon. Pretty good. Just to get like the switch out to save a Pokemon or to hit them harder with the V-Star, etc. I might up the count too from one to more because we have to replace cards anyway. Like Fall Crystal's rotating out because it's the E right here in the bottom left-hand corner. April 5th is when rotation will happen, so all the cards with E on it that aren't reprinted will be rotated out, like Fall Crystal. So yeah, be warned. Fall Crystal's leaving. Search your deck up to one Psychic Energy or Psychic Energy Pokemon, reveal and put in your hand, and shuffle your deck. Search your deck for a Psychic Energy or a basic Psychic Pokemon, reveal and put in your hand, then shuffle your deck. I kind of said that kind of funky. So this card's really good because you can either get Psychic Energy or Psychic Pokemon. So it's not like I'm losing out. I can just add more searching, like maximize on the other ones. Like this will probably just go to a 4 of now with Fall Crystal leaving because it's a G, so he's not going anywhere for a minute. Earthen Crit Vessel. You can use this card only if you discard another card from your hand, so that's good because you can just pitch a Psychic and get more Psychic energies, or pitch a Lunatone or a Soul Rock because you can recycle with Rescue Carrier. That just helps you get Psychic energies to hand. Rahan. You can only play this card when any of your Pokemon are knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So I like this card because when the knockout does happen, you can get your basic energy back, put on a Mewtwo or something. I'd usually use this to put Mewtwo because it's like the only way to cycle the energy back to a Mewtwo. If you do search your deck up to a card and put in your hand, then this can grab you any card you need, which is really good because then it just helps change the game around, and it's also kind of flavorful because they're kind of helping you out after you lost a Pokemon. So pretty sick. We run 2 Pokestop. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 3 cards from the top of their deck. If a player discarded any item cards this way, they put those item cards into their hand. So I like this card a lot. I think it's going to stay in the deck. Not every version of this deck uses Pokestop. And I'm like, why not? I love Pokestop. Vibro even uses it when we play against each other. He uses it too. I'm like, yeah, dude, use my Pokestop. It says once during each player's turn. Then Luxurious Cape. I actually found 2 of these in my real life bulk, and I'm like, yeah, because Vibro suggested I put this in, and it's been really helpful. So I'm like, yes, this card is solid. Luxurious Cape allows you to, if the Pokemon this card attached to doesn't have a rule box, it gets 100 HP, so you can't put this on the EX Pokemon, V Pokemon, etc. So you gotta put on like a basic, not super Pokemon. So it makes my Lunatone 190. Which helps it tank attacks better. I think I'm gonna run more, to be honest. Like I think 2 or maybe 2's enough. I don't know. I want to see it every game, so I just put it in. So I haven't played enough games with it in it yet. But every time I see it, it's like yay, happy, joy. It's nice. So we run 3 rescue carriers next. So put up to 2 Pokemon each with 90 HP or less from your discard pile into your hand. This helps you recycle your Soul Lunas. Yeah, literally them. I will not. You can't even grab anybody else, but those are the ones you want. So I run 3 of them, and they've been very helpful because you want to see it. 2 Boss's Order. I might up it once rotation happens. I'll probably up it when rotation happens because I need to fill gaps anyway. I keep repeating that, but like you gotta fill gaps. I gotta see the new cards too because I don't know what any of the new stuff does in the upcoming sets. So we're gonna experiment once we get more stuff going. Boss's Order. Switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. That's a game killer move. Like I cannot believe this is a thing because it's like so easy. I usually do that to get Radiant Greninja out and then swing for game, like knock it out. It's silly. Escape Rope. Each player switches their active Pokemon, one of their bench Pokemon. Your opponent switches first. So I like this card because it makes your opponent switch out to a Pokemon they don't want out, and then I can pick my stronger Pokemon or the best suited Pokemon to take it out. Usually I just switch out Lunatone and Mewtwo VStar. I back and forth them. 3 Nest Ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put in your bench, then shuffle your deck. I like this card because it helps you get Mewtwo if you don't have Mewtwo. Like the basic Mewtwo V. We're losing Level Ball. It's an E. It's a 4 of. Which is fine because I'll just fill gaps because I think I need to bump these numbers anyway. So it's like, it'll work out. So I'm losing 9 cards out of the deck so far because everything else isn't rotating. Terrible. I gotta replace 9 cards. Anyways, well, that's fine because I just opened a bunch of packs from the product opening. So it's like, yeah, we got a lot of codes. We're about to use these. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna miss that card a lot. I used it all the time. And then we got Professor's Research. Discard your hand, draw 7. It's been in the game since the beginning. You need this. It's classic. And then we got Arvin. Arvin, search your deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool. Reveal them, put in your hand, shuffle your deck. So this card helps you actually get the cape. And I'm like, yay, give me the cape. Last card besides the 11 Psychic Energies in the deck are Cynthia's Ambition. So in Cynthia's Ambition, draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. If any of your Pokemon are knocked out during your opponent's last turn, draw until you have 8. So that's just solid, like, get your hand replenished if you lose a Pokemon. And it's also good to just go up to 5. I think that's solid too. And then 11 Psychic Energies. That's the deck profile. I think 11 Energies is solid. That's just a good number. Thank you all so much for watching my Pokemon TCG deck profile. This is the very first one. So if, I kind of went through it kind of simply because Pokemon's not that complex of a game. We'll probably go deeper in once I play more games against different decks. I'm just kind of easing my way into this. And I'm casual anyway, so it's like, yep, it's casual. I've been messing around with a Duron Steelix deck as well. I'm working on the Gyarados EX deck, so you'll be seeing some stuff soon enough. This is just the beginning too. We'll do another deck profile on this once rotation happens, and I play more with Vibro and mostly probably just Vibro. I don't know who else plays Pokemon. Maybe Origami, but we'll see. Maybe Origami, Vibro for sure. So I'll catch you all for the next episode. No DM AA is officially logging off. All right. Okay. Take care.